To mess with the new female teacher, the school bully sprayed milk all over her. Her blouse was already half see-through, but even then she didn't dare fight back. All she could do was tell them to sit down. She thought the bully might stop there. But the next day, as she was packing up, the shameless bully suddenly scooped her up in his arms. The classmates watching started cheering him on, but the female teacher dared not fight back. She could only run to the rooftop, quietly letting her emotions out. With the bully's powerful family background, she helplessly gave up her stable teaching job. Little did she know the bully's arrogance would soon cost him dearly. Very next morning, a handsome new teacher walked onto campus. But when he reached the classroom, he saw the homeroom teacher come out fully armed. Before he could even ask what was going on, another new teacher ran out crying loudly. Turns out this class was the baddest class in the whole school. Every single student inside was a notorious troublemaker. The teacher who just ran away was the 99th one to be chased off. So far, not a single new teacher had managed to last even a full day. In this classroom, the man listened to the director's warning, still a little skeptical, but the moment he stepped inside the classroom, he realized every word was true. Some kids were cooking hot pot, others were streaming live from their phones, and a group had pushed desks two together to play ping pong. But instead of getting angry, the man calmly walked up and even showed them how to play properly. Then out of nowhere, he appeared right in the middle of the girl's live stream, making the delinquent so furious, she cursed him out on the spot. Seeing a new teacher daring to boss them around, the school bully grabbed a paddle and hurled it at him. But in the very next second, the truth came out: this man's real identity. He was actually the heir of the powerful Chin family, the richest in the city. But he had left the family business in the hands of his men, because his late mother's greatest wish was for him to become a teacher. To fill his mother's last wish, the man came to this school to teach. But on his very first day, he ran into a huge problem. Not a single student was listening to him. Everyone was busy doing their own things. Seeing this, he made up his mind. He had to turn these troubled kids around. Just then, the school bully swaggered up to the podium, claiming that studying was useless. He said one day he'd become a big shot like Mr. Chin. Little did he know the man standing right in front of him was actually the very person he admired. To get them to listen, the man made a bold proposal. If they could embarrass him, within 7 days he'd pack up and leave. But if they failed, they'd have to obey him and actually study. Eager to get rid of this annoying new teacher, the students jumped at the bet the very next day. They set a bucket of flour on top of the classroom door, waiting to dump it on him as he walked in. But just when they thought their plan had worked, the man calmly pulled out an umbrella. Not only did he get through unscathed, he even turned the prank back on the kids in the front row. But that was only their first trick. As he sat down at his desk, the students began pelting him with everything they could grab. To their shock, he blocked every single thing with just a flick of his hand. All the flying pens and erasers went bouncing away. Still, they had one last card to play. They had smeared his chair with super glue. Lucy's brain had now unlocked 90% of its capacity. She could cross the boundaries of time and space, first stop Paris. Then a sudden thought struck her and she appeared by the ocean. Moments later, she was standing in the middle of Times Square. She looked around, took a deep breath, and raised her hand. In an instant, time froze. Lucy stood silently gazing at the motionless world around her. Then, with a gesture of her left hand, time sped forward, and with her right hand, she reversed its flow. Once an ordinary human, Lucy's eyes now burned red. She didn't stop. She pushed time further back. Technology began to disappear in moments. She was in the industrial age, still unsatisfied. She went thousands of years further to the tribal era, then millions of years more among the dinosaurs. But as she witnessed their brutal nature, Lucy changed direction and moved forward again, to the moment when the first human was born on Earth. She observed that primitive human with curiosity and gently extended her finger, a sign of friendship. After a brief hesitation, the human reached out too. As their fingers touched, Lucy was suddenly pulled away from Earth. Now she was floating in the vastness of the cosmos. Time was still flowing backward. I saw the sunrise for the very first time. Watched the Earth spin rapidly under its light. Then came a cataclysmic storm. Millions of meteors rained upon Earth. But instead of destruction, there was rebirth slowly. The camera pulled back. Lucy's mind was now 99% evolved. This time she arrived among shimmering stars, colorful comets, pulsating wormholes, and massive space stations beyond galaxies. Her existence had surpassed the universe itself. Her cells began to merge and dissolve into one another. A black liquid spread across her body. At that very moment, the gang leader broke through the security door. He was just about to pull the trigger when Lucy's brain reached 100%. In a flash, she vanished into thin air. The gang leader stood frozen, trembling with rage and fear.